Hi guys, Rebecca Robeson with Robeson Design Studio here again today on another Monday. Welcome to your new room.
Oh my gosh! That's my favorite part. I love it!
It's Monday, and today's edition of Makeover Mondays is a special one because our winner is Jessica 77080. Let me tell you a little bit about Jessica. She's 16 years old and she lives here in the United States. And up until just recently, she shared a bedroom with her parents. She has 4 brothers and a couple of them just recently moved out, so she got her own room. She and her mom are really excited about decorating it together. Jessica describes herself as someone who's very fun-loving, outgoing. She's creative and she's very colorful. She likes bright, bold colors. I think you might be able to tell by what I'm wearing one of the colors, right? That's right, hot pink. Jessica has hot pink in her room, but she has 2 other colors, and I want you to try and guess what other colors they are, and they're not necessarily what you would imagine just automatically. It's not what I did 2 weeks ago in a Makeover Mondays, okay? So let me know, what 2 colors do you think I'm going to pair with hot pink for Jessica? Here's the deal. Jessica does not need a makeup station. She said she doesn't really wear much makeup, but she does need her desk. And she has furniture that she already really likes. So let's go ahead and take a look at her before pictures. She's so glad to have a bedroom, but she hates the color of the walls and she's not too crazy about the placement of this window. She's actually got some nice furniture that her mom recently bought her, I think. And she wants to keep her bed and she wants to keep this dresser. She also has a nice flat screen television, which is cool, but you'll see right here she's got a cord that comes out of the middle of the wall. We're going to ask her to change that. We don't like to have any exposed cords because it doesn't look like it's really done safely or professionally. Over here you can see that Katie has a closet door going into her walk-in closet. And then right here she shows us what she has in her closet, which is really helpful for me so I can see, you know, what I have to make storage for. She also has this black light here, and Jessica's asked that I somehow try to work that into the room design. So what do you think? Should I include a black light in the room? Inside of Jessica's closet, we see that she has a lot of stuffed animals, which I think a lot of you do, but obviously if they're in her closet, she's sort of grown out of them. But I think, you know, it's one of those things that's hard to kind of move on from that, so she hasn't quite gotten rid of them yet. I have some storage ideas in mind of where she can put those. And you can see here she has some other things in her closet. Here is the blog that Jessica started, and right here it says Makeover Monday by Robeson Design, and it's really cute. So she's actually included this on her Facebook page. I think more Makeover Mondays contestants should do that as well. That's a very creative idea, Jessica. Thank you for thinking of it. Let's take a look at what I did for Jessica. Jessica, welcome to your new room. Here you will see I incorporated hot pink with a really rich turquoise color. I kept her bed and I placed it in the center of the wall rather than in the corner. Around it I put, I think these are IKEA, they could be IKEA or custom-made cubbies that go on either side of the bed. And across the top we have a bridge holding some hot pink boxes that could have all kinds of storage things in there. Behind these curtains, that could also house a lot of those stuffed animals as well as furniture. You'll also see over here on the turquoise wall, I have a grouping of frames, and I love this because this gives her a chance to put pictures of her friends in her room and her family without it looking junky and messy. Over on this wall, I recommend that we hang her television on the wall, and then you'll see, guess what? I found a place for the dresser without it taking up space in the room. It's placed right inside of your closet, Jessica. Also, you asked that I keep the printer. You wanted to have that. It's a little, I don't know, doesn't look so special sitting out in your room, so I placed it on top of your dresser. You'll also notice, remember how I do those pegs for jewelry? And then across the top of the closet, I think you might already have a shelf. If you don't, I think you should add one because it's a great place to carry and to store your handbags. Over here against the window, I actually placed your desk. It's a narrow desk because of the walking space that you have available in this room. It's a good enough place to put a laptop, a cute little cube storage ottoman that you can sit on, and then across the way here you'll see I added a piece of artwork. This is a very abstract contemporary piece with lots of color because I know that that's what you are all about. You're also going to see that behind the bed I placed, hanging from this bridge here, an amazing chandelier. It's very rectangular and long and skinny, but it is placed against mirror, so that whole back wall behind your bed is a floor to almost ceiling mirror. Here I placed a zebra rug underneath of her bed and a zebra pillow in the center. I also feel like it's really important to use white sheets and white European shams in the back because the white cuts a lot of that very strong color that you have going on. It actually makes the hot pink and turquoise look even better. You'll notice that I gave you a lamp that's a nice size, but it has a shade that has sort of a bronzy color to it. I did that on purpose. I felt like there was so much of the strong primary colors in here, even though turquoise is probably not a primary color. Neither is pink, now that I think about it. Anyway, so many strong colors that this bronze kind of gave it some, I don't know, it anchored it and gave it some class to the room. Up here, I just used a very simple, slightly off-white shade that goes over your window. I didn't want to foo-foo it up with window treatments. That would just be not you. Now, here's something I'd like to show you. There's an option here. If this feels like too much color for you, remember we're looking in the mirror and that's giving us a reflection of the closet and the TV. But let me show you what this looks like. If you chose to eliminate the curtains and not do those, then you would just have large cubbies on the sides here. It'll look a lot more messy if you don't do curtains there, but if you would like to have that open or you feel like that hot pink is just too much, you can always just revert to this and have that showing through. This, I think, is such a great place for you to put clothing storage, like stacking your pants, your jeans. I know you have a dresser, of course. We've kept that. That was in the closet over here. But there's got to be other clothing items that you need to store and just don't have a place for. I thought up here, this is a great place for memorabilia because you don't want to be able to have to get up to it very often, but you know that it's there. And some of your stuffed animals perhaps could go in these cubbies and or in those boxes. Let's go back to it with the curtains now that you see it without, and now you can see it with. Okay, Jessica, I hope you enjoy your new room. I hope this is exactly what you were hoping for and that we've given you all the color you could possibly ever want. Now, I know for those of you watching, there are a lot of people who love color and some of you feel like it's just too overpowering. I'd be curious to know, are you a neutrals and soft color palette person, or do you prefer the rich, dark, deep, bright colors that we show here today? Leave me a comment and let me know. I'm going to put a link below in the description box, which is called Show More. Just link down there. You're going to find links to some of the places where I bought like the bedding and some of the fixtures and things that are in the room. Even the paint colors, I actually selected the actual paint colors that were in the room. That will be in the Show More box below, as well as links to Jessica's blog and links to our Facebook page so you can go like it. And we do encourage you to upload this video, share this video on your Facebook page. That's a great way of getting the word about ropes and design out, and we would appreciate it so much. We'd love to have your friends come and join us every Monday. If you're here because of Crazy Ray Ray and she sent you, I want to welcome you to my channel. Thank you for joining us. Please consider subscribing to this channel. We do care about you, and we would love to consider your bedroom for a Makeover Mondays makeover. As far as the black light is concerned, Jessica, you're on your own with that one. I just have memories of my brothers, my older brothers, having black lights when I was like 7 and 8 years old. It was not a pretty picture. I just see purple socks everywhere. Don't do that. See you next time on Makeover Mondays, where the next winner could very well be you. Okay, God, something's itching me, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna put a link. Watch this video where Grayson will show you how to measure your room, send us your photos, and get your information to us as soon as possible, because it could be you.